Hello guys, welcome back to a new video on the Fortnite channel where we talk about everything Fortnite Creative related. Today I am going over the item granted device and everything it has in store for 2026. So let's get right into the video. You can find this device in your creative menu under your devices tab. You can search item or go search for it. Place down your item granter just like so. And let's go right into the settings of it. So right in here we have all of our options. And the first one here is enable at game start. This is if you like the item granter to enable at the game start, or no, which is disabled, and you can enable it manually in the functions tab after. Next here is receiving players. This is what players you want to receive the item. You can do all players. You can do only the player who triggers the device, the team that triggers the device, or you can do a specific team up to 100 if you would like. Next here, on grant action. So whenever the item is granted, do you want it to clear their inventory, clear items, clear resources, or keep all? This is really up to your game mode and what you would like. Next here is grant current item and all items. So basically what this means is if you do all items, it will do all items that you drop into the item granter. So I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to go into my, right over here into my weapons tab, or it can be items too, weapons or items, either one. You can equip this, and I'm going to equip a couple items. I'm going to equip this, the pistol, and the pump. So I'm going to drop all three of these into the item granter. That's how you put the items in there. If you're in UEFN, you can select it, select the device and do it manually in there too. But I have my three things in there. So basically what this means is grant all items. It will grant the player all the items that I just dropped in there. But if you put it on current item, it will only grant one of the current items. So it starts at a current item, and then you can cycle it through, which I'll get to in a second. So I'm going to put mine for current item just to show you, and I'll do a little example after. Next here is grant condition. This is if you only want to grant items to the receiving players. So you can do always, you can do only if empty, only if space, or only if not owned. So if it's on always, it will grant all the items no matter what. Only if empty means if the whole player's inventory is empty, it'll grant. Only if space is if there's only space left in their inventory, like they have a couple slots open. And only if not owned is only if not owned, exactly what it sounds like. Only if the weapon or the item is not owned. I'm going to keep mine on always. Right here, grant on cycle. This means like when the current item is cycled, it can grant the next item to the player. So whenever it cycles, if I have this on yes, it'll cycle and it'll grant the item at the same time. If I've set it to no, it'll turn it off. Next here is equipped granted item. Do you want this on yes or no? This will immediately put the granted weapon into the player's hand as soon as it's granted. So it'll immediately switch them to that inventory spot. I'm going to keep mine on for that. Next here is default item count. This is how many items of that one you want to grant to the player. So this is, I would use this more if I had a single item and I was cycling through the weapons. So if you put this to 1, it'll be 1, 2, and you can select however many items you want to grant of that specific one. Next here is remove item on grant. So that means whenever, say my shotgun in here, or say my pistol in here gets granted, that item will now disappear and won't be able to be granted again. So this is kind of like if you want all players on a certain team or just a person to cycle through all the guns randomly, but you will not get a duplicate of that gun you already got or item. The next one here is initial weapon ammo, and then we have spare weapon ammo. The initial weapon ammo is whenever it grants, it is the initial ammo that is already loaded into the gun when it gets granted, and the spare weapon ammo is the extra bullets that they will give you in your inventory for that specific weapon. So you can put however much ammo you want. So like 30, if I put like 30 bullets, just like that, it'll grant me 30 weapon bullets of that. For the initial weapon ammo, if they give you, put it to don't override, it will automatically assume the ammo that's in the gun, however big that mag is, and I think it'll just fill it up once. It's either that or Battle Royale. I can't remember. Next here we have cycle behavior. So whenever it cycles, do you want it to stop or do you want it to wrap? This is a little bit confusing. So stop basically means it will stop once it is granted all the items in there once. Wrap is basically you can keep looping, keep cycling through all the items infinitely. So whatever you want for that one, I'm just gonna keep mine at stop for now. Next one here, grant while offline. So this is actually a crazy setting that I think they just added this. I believe this is newer. So grant while offline is, do you want to grant items to them when they're offline? Yes or no, if they're on that same team or player. Next here is drop items at player location. So this will drop items. You can either set it to never, you can set it to always, so it'll always drop the items at their location and it won't put it in their inventory, or if their inventory is full, then you drop the items. And if you set it to always or if inventory full, you can change it down here where it says ownership of dropped items. You could change that to the instigator, which the instigator is the person who activated the device. You set it to all, or you can set it to receiving player. Whatever works the best for your map. I'm gonna set it to never right now, so it will just go straight into my inventory. Grant on a timer. I'm gonna turn this on, so this will grant after a certain amount of time in seconds. So I'm gonna do 5 seconds, just like that. Play audio. This is just the audio effect that it has. Yes or no. Next here, grant at game start. Do you want it to grant at the game start? For this, I'm going to click on because I want to show you guys how this works. And if I have it set to grant to receiving players, grant to all. There we go. So it'll give me the weapon no matter what. Coming over to the functions tab, we have our enable and disable settings. This is what enables the device, disables device on a channel. This does not deal with granting. This is just the device enabling and disabling. Do know if you disable a device, you won't be able to grant or cycle or do any of these other ones. So those are important. But you should be fine if you just keep enable that game start to yes. Below that we have item granted when receiving from. So this is just granting the item to the player or the instigator or whatever on a channel, and then cycle to previous item, and then cycle to next item, and then cycle to random item. So the previous, it's basically like a list in an order, so you can go the previous item that you were just at, or the next item, or you can just pick a random item from the list and it'll give it to that player. Yep. And then down here we have restock items. So this will restock all the items if you do decide to have a, where is it here, default item count set to a specific number. That'll restock it. Next here is clear save data for player. This will just clear all the data of the device basically. That's it for that. And then we have one singular event that says on item granted, send event to, and this is whenever the item just gets sent out to the player, the instigator, or whoever, it will send another event that you can go to another device with. So now they have our settings in there. I have 3 weapons, so I'm gonna start the game, and after 5 seconds of me starting the game, it should give me my 3 weapons in my inventory. So it's 1, 2, oh, it gave it instantly. So it will keep giving me that weapon every 5 seconds, just like that, because that's exactly what I set it to. So I'm just going back in here. I'm going to correct myself here. So the grant on timer, when you turn this on, it will grant every 5 seconds, just like we saw with the shotguns. I said that it was grant time from the start of the game. It's not. It's every X amount of seconds pretty much. But the grant on game start, if we turn that on, I'm gonna turn this off, so it'll grant the game start just like it did, and then we'll just have those weapons. And if I set I forgot to change the grant to all items, so all items will be granted in my inventory. So if we start the game this time, it should grant all 3 items at the start of the game. Just like that, we have all of our weapons, and we can go fighting or whatever you want, whatever kind of method. Just like that. So that is it for the item granter device. If you do have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And we are on our way to 6,000 subscribers. It would mean the world if you would hit that subscribe button for more tutorials, more videos. I got UEFN videos coming out soon. I post every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel, so stay tuned. And if you'd like to support me in the Fortnite item shop, my code is T1A Studios. That's T1A and then the word Studios. That helps out a ton. And I just dropped new merch. If you want to go check it out, it is on my store page on my channel and in the channel bio too. But that's it. I'll see you all in the next one. A sister out.